My name is Jason. I'm with Primal Outdoors channel, and I'm currently at the Pacific Northwest Overland Expo. I live in this particular area. This is around Central Oregon, and we've got a lot of public land that I like to explore around in my 1994 Ford Econoline that I've converted to 4x4. So when I originally bought the van, it was just two-wheel drive. It was a basic model van that I bought used off of Craigslist for around 2,200 bucks. Since then, like I said, I've converted to 4x4. Does just have the 5.8 liter, which came standard in a 1994 van. I have done some upgrades to the drivetrain as far as it did have an E4OD in it. I've upgraded that to a 6R80, and we've added an Atlas twin stick transfer case. As far as the tires and wheels and suspension, the tires are the Maxxis Razors I got here locally from Les Schwab, along with the Method bead grip wheels. I have Fox shocks all the way around, and then as far as the back, I got custom leaf springs from Alcan Springs. The rear bumper was actually built by me personally. It's got dual swing outs with two boxes on the back that I keep different gear in, and then I've got the tire carrier, a shower room, and a chainsaw mount to make it easy for me to access when I'm out in the trail. Yeah, there's definitely been some moments like that. There's moments where I look at certain parts of terrain and I wonder if I'm gonna be able to make it through because either the road is extremely narrow or there's some serious off-camber. Off-camber is probably the thing that concerns me the most because it's obviously a top-heavy van. So there's definitely been some pucker moments where I questioned my decisions. All right, for the purpose of the show, I do have my wood stove in. It doesn't reside in the van all year round. I put it in during the winter time. I do have a Propex, a propane heater in the van year round, but when it's really cold in the winter, I can pull my passenger seat out and I can put the wood stove in. The wood stove I got from Tiny Wood Stoves, and then the mount that it's on and the window piece and all that I built myself. So kind of wrapping up the outside of the van, I do have a 270 awning from 23-0. And then, like I said, I do have a Propex heater inside that's run on an external propane tank that's undermount under the van that I can access, so that way I can just pull up to a propane station and open a door, and then they can fill it just like an RV tank, which is super handy. As far as the interior is concerned, I did build the interior myself. I really wanted something that felt like a cabin in the woods, so no matter where I was at, as long as I was hanging out in the van, I'd have that cabin vibe. I wanted it to feel very rustic. As far as my kitchen setup, it's pretty basic. I have one cabinet here, and then I actually have two refrigerators in the van. I have one up front that is just refrigeration, and that's from Iceco. It's a JP50. And then in the back, I have their VL60, which is a 60-quart fridge that's completely freezer, so that way I can go out for long periods and not have to make excess trips to the grocery store. My water system is really basic. I have a 7-gallon tank that's behind this wall here, and then it just comes out to this spigot. But because I am off in remote areas often, I have a water filtration system from Guzzle H2O. I can bring water from any creek, stream, or lake and bring it to the van and filter it through into my tank. So that way I don't have to keep making trips back for clean water. Now, as far as my electrical system, I do have two lithium batteries, 100 amp hours that are from Battleborn. And then to charge those batteries, I have the Red Arc Manager 30, and then I also have the Red Arc Red Vision, which allows me to control some of the devices I have in my van, like my lights, my headlights, the front diode dynamics, and my water system and all that. And pretty much anything that has any type of switching or anything like that, the Red Vision handles that for me. So on my door here, I have a little fold-up table. This is just kind of handy when I'm hanging out outside and I'm either having drinks or just prepping food. I've got a little basket here where I keep just some little items. Spices that I use a lot, I have here on the door because that way I can access them when I'm cooking outside, but it's also easy when I'm cooking inside. I have another spice rack that has some other spices up there, but these are my go-tos. I've got one of my favorite knives. This is just a go-to. I can use it for just about any camp chore, even cutting food, so it's just handy to have there. And then if I have a little campfire and I just want to split some kindling, just really easy to access my little tomahawk here. On this door, I have another cabinet. It has a little open drawer here. This is where I actually keep my outdoor cooking stove. It goes in here, and I store that. And then up here, I just have like my coffee, water bottles, my go-to whiskey, which is Woodinville Rye. I also have my go-to cooking utensils, a wooden spoon, my eating spoons, and a little electric lighter. And then, of course, chainmail for cleaning my cast iron, and a fillet knife for cleaning fish. I mean, there's so many things, I love it, but I really like the high top. I really like being able to stand in my van, be able to stand up and move around. That's really nice. The wood stove has been a game changer for the winter time, being able to be in sub-freezing weather and like literally sitting inside the van in your underwear. It's so warm and cozy in here. That's been really nice. The four-wheel drive's great just because it gets me to places that a typical two-wheel drive is not gonna be able to get to. The Line-X coating has been awesome because with a van, there's just nothing that it doesn't rub against, and the Line-X coating is so durable, like I can run it through anything and it doesn't scratch it or damage the van, so that's great. But just the cabin-like vibe, you know, that I have, just being able to chill inside the van, be warm, especially in the winter, because that's my favorite time to be out, is when it's cold and it's winter. And just to be able to be in the van, very relaxed, maybe chill with a book, shot of whiskey, crackle the fire going in the fireplace. It's awesome. So there's a lot of other little bits and details, and I could probably go on forever, but for the most part, that is the gist of the van and the way it's set up for me and the way I like to adventure.